Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready to dig a little deeper into something pretty amazing. Today we're tackling self-compassion.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah, no kidding, right.
Mm.
It's about being kinder to ourselves, especially when we stumble a bit. And believe me, we all do.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the interesting thing is, people sometimes get this idea that self-compassion means like going easy on yourself or even being, I don't know, a bit self-centered.
Right, like letting yourself off the hook for everything.
Right. Like letting yourself off the hook for everything.
Exactly. But honestly, it's the complete opposite. Think of it more like building this inner support system, something strong and solid within you.
I like that. So, okay, then how is self-compassion different from self-esteem, would you say?
Fantastic question. Because you often see self-esteem hinging on, well, external stuff, like you need validation from outside, feeling better than or just as good as everyone else. It's a moving target.
It really is.
Whereas self-compassion, it's about saying, this is me, flaws and all, and I'm okay with that. Accepting ourselves, the whole package.
Yep.
I'm digging this already. Embracing those imperfections instead of trying to, like, erase them. Right.
You got it. And there are three key parts to this whole self-compassion thing. We've got self-kindness, we've got this idea of common humanity, and then there's mindfulness. So self-kindness. Think of it like, how would you treat a really good friend if they were going through something rough?
Yeah,
You'd offer them support, understanding, right?
of course.
That's what you do for yourself too. Instead of that inner critic beating you down, you offer that same comforting hand.
It's like being your own best friend.
Exactly. And then there's the common humanity piece. This is huge because it's about realizing, hey, everyone makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We all feel insecure sometimes. We all have those moments where we're like, ugh, I messed that up.
It's so easy to feel alone in those moments, though.
Absolutely. But when we tap into this common humanity, we realize, you know what? I'm not alone in this. It's part of the human experience.
Everyone struggles. That's a powerful realization.
It really is. And then last but not least, we have mindfulness. Now, this is about paying attention to what's going on inside, those thoughts and feelings we have, but without judging them. You're just observing.
Like watching clouds drift by, you're not trying to change them, just noticing them.
Exactly. It's like, oh, there's that critical thought again. Interesting. You don't get swept away by it.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how does self-compassion actually play out in our lives in day to day? What difference does it really make?
Well, the research on this is really quite amazing. Studies have found that people who practice self-compassion often have less anxiety, less depression.
Wow, that's significant.
It's not that they have less stress in their lives, it's that they handle it differently. They respond to it in a healthier way.
So it's more about resilience then, right?
Hey,
Facing those challenges with more, I don't know, strength and grace.
you nailed it. Imagine self-compassion as this inner voice that says, okay, this is tough, but I've got this. It helps you navigate those difficulties with more, I don't know, maybe inner peace.
I love that. Okay, I'm sold. But how do we actually cultivate more self-compassion? Where do we even begin?
So one really powerful technique is writing a self-compassionate letter.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like having a mini therapy session with yourself. Imagine, say a friend is struggling with the same issue you're facing. What would you say to them? Write those words down, but this time, they're for you.
It's like that pep talk we all need sometimes, but forget to give ourselves.
Precisely. And
Mm.
honestly, don't worry about it sounding like super profound or anything. Just be real right from the heart. Another thing you can try is mindfulness meditation.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Even just taking a few minutes each day to focus on your breath, observe those thoughts and feelings without judging them. You'll be amazed at the difference it can make.
I bet. It's not always easy though, is it? I can already hear some of our listeners saying, but I'm just so hard on myself. It's like it's wired into me. How do you even begin to break free from that kind of like ingrained self-criticism?
It's a great point because that critical inner voice can be pretty persistent. But here's the thing. Self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook. It's about being a supportive coach to yourself.
Oh, I like that.
Think about it this way. If you were, say, training for a marathon, right, and you tripped up, would you just keep yelling at yourself for every little stumble?
Probably not the best strategy.
No. You'd offer yourself encouragement,
Hmm.
right? You'd rest when you needed to, listen to your body. It's about being there for yourself, the ups and the downs, just like you would for a friend.
Makes sense.
Mm.
So being kind to ourselves, Even when we mess up, that's the key,
Exactly. And hey, start small.
right?
Even little acts of self-kindness can make a difference. Taking a walk in nature, enjoying a cup of tea, listening to your favorite music, it all adds up.
It's about shifting that mindset.
Oh, exactly.
Speaking of mindset shifts, I read this really interesting story about a woman who she used self-compassion to get through a really tough time in her career.
Hmm.
Yeah, she'd lost her job, and she'd always been incredibly hard on herself. But after this happened, she decided, okay, I need to try something different. She started doing these self-compassion meditations, journaling prompts, that kind of thing.
Wow.
And she said it completely changed how she saw herself, how she saw the whole situation. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, she could see it as a chance to learn and grow.
That's so powerful how self-compassion can give us that strength, that self-acceptance to get through those challenges.
It's amazing, isn't it? Just remembering that we're all human, we all make mistakes, but it's about treating ourselves with the same compassion we'd offer someone we care about.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want everyone listening to remember this. Self-compassion isn't some luxury, it's essential. It's how we unlock more resilience, more well-being, more genuine connection in our lives.
Yeah.
So next time that inner critic starts piping up, try hitting the pause button. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's the kindest, most compassionate thing I can do for myself right now?
And maybe just something to think about. How might sharing that same compassion with others create a ripple effect? How might it impact the world around you?
That's something to ponder. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. Until next time.